So you can start standing with your foam roller and then just bring it so that it is like directly center in line with you, and let your legs be nice and soft. And then pick your foam roller up and just place it a little bit away from you so your arms are straight away from your body. Soften your knees and then send your sitting bones back and reach your arms forward. And think about pressing the edge of the foam roller into the floor. And then round your spine back up tall, and then let the foam roller come back to be upright. If you need to readjust, go for it. And send the sitting bones back, reach the foam roller forward. And then round the spine to come all the way up. We're going to do 2 more. And if you don't have a foam roller, you can do this same motion, just let your arms be heavy, or you can use the back of a chair or a counter or couch. You're just not pressing that away. One more time, round all the way up. And then last time, pausing here. Really think about lengthening your spine. Reach your hands away. Let your shoulders come up by your ears. And then find that neutral place with your shoulders. Let them relax. Your arms may externally rotate a little. And then from here, you're just going to let your right arm drop toward your left. And then keep pressing the foam roller away as you twist gently. And then come back to the center. And then reach the foam roller away as you reach your left leg to your right hand. Getting a little bit of a twist. Thinking about opening up through the ribs, but the hips stay nice and square. And then back to center. One more time to each side. Extend the arm, twist. Press your right hand into your left calf. And center. And last one over to the right. Again, reach with the right hand, press with the left. And then bring your palms back to the top of the foam roller, and then slowly roll your spine all the way up, 1 vertebrae at a time, and let your head come on top. Okay, from here you're going to take the foam roller, and you're just going to put it long ways across your mat, and you're going to sit down in front of it. And then you're going to have your ribs right somewhere between like the bottom ribs and that bra band line. And then you're going to bring your hands behind your head and let your head be supported by your hands here. And you're going to have your feet decently far away from your glutes. And you're just going to pick your glutes up. Think about wrapping through the torso as you lift. And then slide up towards your shoulder blades, but don't roll onto your neck. And then you're going to press back through the legs, rolling all the way down towards the bottom of the ribs. And then all the way back up towards the neck. And then round slightly as you come up. And then lower your head slightly as you come back. And again, move your feet as you need. They're here to give you leverage to roll a little bit more easily. And round and back down. 1 or 2 more times here. And last one. Good. And then find a nice comfortable spot where you can stay for a moment. Again, right where that bra band area is. And then from here, keeping your hips nice and heavy, you're going to let your head be heavy in your hands and just let your body start to melt back over the foam roller. And feel your ribs drop towards one another and curl your head, neck, and shoulders back up. And then again, let yourself melt over the roller. And then back up. Ribs go towards your hips. And then back up and over. And up. 2 more. And ribs towards your hips as you curl. Press your ribs back into the foam roller. And then lower all the way back over. And back up. 1 or 2 more times, doing that rolling motion. Giving your back a little bit of a release. Good, and then place your hips back on the ground. And you're going to press yourself up. And then now you're going to move that foam roller around. You are going to place it long ways, and then you're going to sit on top of it. And here, if you don't have a foam roller, you can use a pillow long ways. Just make sure your head is supported, and if it's long enough, your sacrum. And if you're on a short foam roller, your sacrum can be on the ground if you're a little too tall for it, but your head needs to be supported here. So if you have a slightly curved foam roller, find the place where you can balance and kind of rest down onto this as comfortably as possible. And then have your feet nice and heavy. You're in a nice neutral pelvis. And then from here, you are just going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And then reach your arms back overhead, trying to keep your back ribs more or less down. I grabbed the more crooked of my foam roller, so I'm going on a bit of a ride here. And then bring the arms back up. And then let them float overhead. And back up. Feeling your shoulder blades, give the foam roller a little bit of a hug. And back up. One more time. And up. Turn your palms in to face one another. Arms are at least as wide as your shoulders, if not slightly wider. And then you're just going to reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, keeping the chest still nice and wide. And then let your shoulder blades fall down, giving the foam roller a little hug. And separate the shoulder blades away from the foam roller as you lift. And then let them fall back down and give the foam roller a little hug. And back up. And down. 4 more. 3, trying to get that difficult to reach spot that is often very tight on all of us. That upper back. Lift and let them fall down. Let the weight of the arms really just slide the shoulder blades in. Last one. Good, and then from here, find that neutral place for your shoulders, and then reach your arms out to a T. If you need to bend an elbow or two, go for it if you don't have enough room, and then slowly bring the arms back up. So as you lift the arms out to that T, lower them rather. Again, they're giving that shoulder or the foam roller a little hug, and then resist back up. Your feet are nice and wide. They're giving you a stable base of support, and you are breathing as you move. 2 more. And last one. Good, and then bring the arms all the way up. Rotate the palms away from you and lower your arms back in a Y position. And then back up. And then open to a Y. And up. 4 more. You may notice that your range of motion is starting to increase while those ribs are still staying nice and heavy. 2 more. Last one. Pause with your arms in that Y position. Bend your elbows like you're going to bring your arms to your sides, and then reach them back overhead into that Y. And then bring the elbows in and extend. And in. And extend. 2 more. And you can think about your fingertips going towards the floor and then dragging the elbows in. Maybe your fingers still drag on the floor if you're nice and open through the elbows, or shoulders rather, not the elbows. Last one. Pause with the arms in by the elbows, and then bring the elbows up in line with your body. Grab onto your shoulders, or tips of your shoulders, with your fingers with your shoulders. Lift the elbows up, and then open the elbows out to the side, doing a little circle here. Reach the elbows towards the ground, pick them up towards the ceiling, and then open back overhead. 1 more time in this direction. And then from the side, reach down with the elbows, back, up overhead, and then forward towards you. And then again, down, around, and up. 1 more time in this direction. Good. Pause here. Reach your arms up 1 more time. Bring your hands all the way together. And then from here, you're going to peel the fingers back and you're going to open up through the chest. Come to find that spot where you can maybe turn your fingers away from you, resting them on the ground, and just rock back and forth from one side to the other. If you don't have enough space, you're going to come into those goalpost arms and just slide back and forth, getting a little extra stretch through that chest, maybe into your arms, your wrists, or hands. And then keeping the fingertips heavy, reach the hands down towards your hips. And then reach them up overhead. Just in whatever range of motion works for you. We're going to do this 3 more times. Soft bend in the elbows is totally fine. And back down. And last one up. And then lower your hands all the way down. Turn your palms to the side. Elbows are soft, so your arm is also resting. So you're giving yourself a little base of support here with your arms. And then you're going to take a nice deep breath in. Really feel your ribs expand in all directions. And then on your exhale, you're going to float your right leg up into tabletop. And then on your exhale or inhale, you're going to lower that leg down and you're going to float the other leg up. So we're just doing a little marching here. One leg and then the other. Nothing is changing through the torso. Using your arms for support. Bring out a little bit of balance. Head is heavy. And make sure you have a nice little tuck of your chin so the back of your neck is reaching long. Gaze is down your nose rather than back overhead. And back down. And up. One more time to each side like this. Leave the left leg up. Take a big inhale, bring the right leg up to meet it. Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do a toe tap instead of any lift. Increasing that little bit of balance challenge and the work through the torso. Breathing before you move, so your abdominals are not pressing up towards the ceiling. You can always lift a hand for a moment to give you a little bit of feedback. And if this is too much, just remove your pillow or your foam roller. And back down, and lift. And 3 more. Make sure you haven't started to grip through the chest. Your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Last time to each side. And then from here, you're just going to lower your left leg down. Leaving your right leg where it is, you're going to lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. And you're going to extend your right arm and left leg overhead and out. And then resist and bring them up. And then resist as they go out. Torso staying nice and still for 4, 3, 2. Your shoulder blade is gently holding on to that or in contact with that foam roller as you move. And then resist to come back in, taking a nice big inhale, leaving your left arm lifted. Float the left leg up to tabletop. Continuing on just that right side. So now you're losing a big part of that stability with the leg being in the air. 4 more. And again, if this is too much, just drop that left leg. But no worries if you lose your balance. 1 more. Float the right leg down, left arm, right arm comes up. Extending the right arm, left leg, and then resist, bring it back in. Again, now that left arm and right leg is stabilizing you. 4 more. 3. And last one. Pause with that left leg in, right arm is lifted. Take a nice big inhale. On your exhale, float your right leg up. Exhale as you extend. Inhale to bring it back in. If you need, you can bring that right leg closer to your chest. That will give you a little bit more stability. And just recognize that one side is going to be totally different than the other. For 3, 2, and last one. Lower the left leg down, right arm, right leg stay lifted, and extend the right arm and right leg. Resist, bring it back up, and extend, and in. 2 more. And last one. Again, float that left leg up, staying on the right side, right arm, right leg. Really using the sling across the front of your body, so that's the X through the fascia that you have from the right hip, right inner thigh, all the way up into that left side, and vice versa. Letting that support you in the front and back. Last one. Float the right arm down. Left arm lifts. Lower the right leg. Left arm, left leg for 4. 3, 2, and last one. Leave that arm and leg lifted. Take a big inhale. And then on your exhale, float the right leg back up. 4 more on just the left side, and then we're going to add on. 2, and last one. Pausing here. You can lower both elbows and hands down, or forearms rather, and hands. And then try to walk your hands away from your body a little bit so that just your tented fingertips are on the ground here. You're going to bring your legs all the way together. Glue your heels together and then externally rotate the legs from at the hips rather than just the knees and the feet. So your knees are in line with your feet. And then you're going to extend out to a 45 or 90 degree angle, somewhere in between, and then resist to bring it back in. And then extend those legs, give a little squeeze, zip up through the inner thighs, and resist to bring it back in. Trying to have as little weight through the arms as possible. And extend. And back in. 4 more. And if you'd like, you can play with lifting one arm and then the other. 2 more. And then last one. And bring the legs all the way in, rotate them back to parallel. And then you're gonna lift your right arm up, lift your left arm, take a big inhale, and then exhale. And just have a little fun. Take a moment, a few breaths, see if you can balance. If you have a crooked foam roller, it's even harder, but possible. And maybe just use your elbows to catch yourself from one side or the other. And then when you're ready, lower your left leg, lower your right leg, and then just let your arms fall out to the side for one last nice chest stretch in this position. And then let yourself roll off gently over to just one side and roll the foam roller away from you. And then just take a second to lay down on your back. You may feel like the foam roller is still there. You may feel like your back is touching, or more of your back rather is touching the mat now. Maybe your ribs are a little less flared. Just take a big inhale. And then exhale. And relax down into the floor. Good. And then from here, go ahead and come up to sit. And you're going to take your foam roller. We're just going to do a nice little side stretch over to one side. And if you don't have a foam roller, you can just do this with your hand on the ground, so you're not going to get the little extra roll away, but all good. So having your right hand on the foam roller, left arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling, grow nice and tall. and then reach over with that left hand, and then roll the foam roller away with the right, really rooting down through that left side and getting a good stretch here. And then come all the way back up. And actually from here, bring your left leg around. So you're in more of a mermaid position. So your left shin is in line with the short side of your mat, right shin in line with the long side. And then same thing. Even though your left sitting bone may not be touching the floor, you are still going to think about gluing it towards the ground. Last one like this, side bend up and over. And then all the way back up. This time you're going to side bend over. Rotate your chest to face down. Your left hand is going to come onto the foam roller, right hand's going to walk back on the foam roller. So now you're in a nice twist. You're going to lengthen through the foam roller, round down, get a little stretch. And then think about lengthening as you lift up, chest goes between your arms. Back, your left hip can be lifted, glute may not be touching the floor at all, it's totally fine. Lowering down, and then roll and lift, getting that nice stretch through the torso and that left side, and then extend down, and then think chest through the arms as you lift. One more. Round down. Lengthen through the chest. Come halfway out. Right arm comes back to the center. Left arm comes up, rotate open towards the ceiling, and then come all the way back up. Grab onto your left shin and side bend up and over with that right arm. Take one more breath here. And then come all the way up. If you have a drink, move it out of the way so that you're not rolling it out of the way. And now your left shin is going to come in line with the long side, right shin with the short. So from here, reach up with that right hand, left hand on the foam roller, side bend up and over. And then come all the way up. Again, just for these regular side bends, really thinking about rooting through that right side still. And lift. Two more. And lift. Really reaching those ribs up towards the ceiling, still creating waist length and space through the left waist. And then come all the way up. This time we're going to come over and rotate. So side bend. And then reach and rotate. Feel the rotation through the pelvis. You're lengthened here through the torso. You're going to lower all the way down. If it feels better to round versus being in a flat back, do whatever works for you as you come down. But as you lengthen, you're going to lift up. Find that extension. And then lowering all the way down. And lift. And down. Find that reach pulling down through the armpits. That press through the arms into the foam roller will help find that connection. Last one. Good, coming down halfway. Right or left hand rather to the center. Right hand opens up, lifting yourself all the way up, and now grab onto that right shin. Side bend up and over to the right. And then from here, you're going to come onto your stomach. Again, make sure there is nothing in your way. All right. And then you're going to extend your arms long. And you're going to rotate your palms, or arms rather, so that they are externally rotated. Palms will sort of be facing one another, so you're like on the edge of your arm or your hand. And then you're going to place maybe an inch or so below your wrists on the foam roller. Shoulders or hands are wider than your shoulders, and then just let your nose come down. It may not touch the floor, but it might graze it. That's fine. And then from here, you're just going to think about reaching the fingertips away, shrugging the shoulders up as you leave your head more or less relaxed. And then you're going to slide the shoulders down as you feel that foam roller gently roll back towards you, and then reach it away. So here you're just thinking about finding a little bit of space through the neck and shoulders. keeping your collarbone nice and open. You can think that to find this space, you're really just externally rotating that upper arm. The next time you come back, you're going to pause and hold and then float your head up, and then you're going to keep lifting your torso like you're going to reach your chest towards the foam roller as it rolls towards your body. Pause here, check in with your low back. Make sure that you're finding a little bit of length there. Your pubic bone is pressing into the floor. And then lengthen away. The foam roller will come closer to your elbows. And then again, press in and roll that foam roller closer to you. Trying to get that extension where your mid-back is rather than the low back. And then lengthening all the way back down. And then if this doesn't work for you, just bring your hands down onto the floor. Hands underneath your shoulders. And release back down one more time. And you might not get very high at all. And then from here, you're just going to roll the foam roller closer to you. Arms are bent. You're in that nice extension, and you're just going to extend the arms and then bend in. And extend and bend. Shoulder blades are still staying nice and neutral, just opening and closing through those elbows for 6. 5, checking in on that low back. Your abdominal should not be pressing hard into the floor. You should feel like they have a gentle lift. 3, 2, and last one, lower all the way down. Roll that foam roller away from you. Bring your forehead to the ground and just give your hips a shake. Give your head a shake from one side to the other as well, if that feels good. And then come all the way up into all fours. So you're going to start just with the foam roller in between your hands and your knees. Hands underneath your shoulders or slightly wider, whatever is more comfortable. Knees underneath your hips. And then from here, draw your hip bones up towards your ribs as you slowly round your spine up towards the ceiling. Find a nice cat-cow. And then find that extension, lengthen through the front of the body. And again, curl the tailbone under, round up. And then uncurl, find that length. Again, find that armpit connection. Think heels of your hands dragging back towards your knees. And lift. And back down. 2 more. And last one. Good, find yourself in that nice neutral. And then you're going to bring your forearms onto the foam roller. So you're going to start pretty close to your elbows. And your knees can be slightly back behind you if you'd like. From here, we're going to work on that armpit connection again. So you're in a neutral pelvis. Your ribs and hips are an even distance, and they're going to remain the same distance. You're going to drag your elbows back towards your knees, and you're going to find the armpits and the lats connect, and then you're going to release away from you. And then feel the elbows draw in. You can press your palms into one another, or you can be palms up, whichever hand positioning is more comfortable for you. And draw it. Neck is nice and long. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Good, find that nice neutral position here. Again, palms together or apart. And you're going to extend your right leg back behind you. You're going to float it down and then reach it up. Thinking about lengthening either through the toe or the heel, whichever you prefer. Finding that opening through the front of your hip and length to lift. Torso, stay still. 3 more. 2. And last one. And then you're going to bring the knee in as you bring the elbows in and extend. Knee in, elbows in, and extend. 6 more. Again, reaching back behind you. And adjust the arms however you need. If you find that you're rolling awkwardly on your forearms, just change to find whatever makes comfortable. 2. And last one. and then extend, and bring that leg all the way in underneath you. Good, square yourself off again. And then reach back through that left leg, and then reach the leg up and tap it down. Again, focusing on stability through the torso. You're not dropping through your abdominals and lengthening or arching your low back here. And shoulders are nice and neutral. 5 more. 4. Make sure your weight isn't shifted all the way over to the right either. You're still evenly distributed, or feeling evenly distributed, even though you have more weight in that left side. 2 more. Last one. Bend that knee in, bring the elbows in, and extend. And extend. 6 more. Again, keeping the distance between the ribs and the hips the same. For 4. 3. 2. And last one. And then drop that leg down. Bring your knees nice and wide, and then bring your palms to the foam roller and let it roll away from you. Let your head be heavy. And then just think about finding that extra bit of length or stretch. Hopefully the foam roller may help you get there. And slowly peel yourself all the way up. Again, that foam roller is in between your knees. Actually, we're going to place it behind us one more time. And then we'll do planks at the end. So, bring the foam roller back underneath your, like where a bra band line would be. Hands behind your head. And then you're going to extend your legs nice and long. Reach through the legs and reach through the crown of your head as you're melting over the foam roller. You may feel it roll up towards your shoulder blades a little bit more, and then peel yourself up. Feel like you're so rounded forward and you're pressing so far back into the foam roller that if they took it away, you would just stay because your abdominals are supporting you so much, but that foam roller is not going to pop away from you. And then resist as you reach back overhead. Feel the crown of your head really, really melt down. Foam roller rolls up gently towards your shoulder blades. Ribs towards your hips. Curl forward. If this is uncomfortable through the low back, you can always bend your knees. 2 more, just going straight back over like this. Letting your ribs flare and then finding the connection as you come back up. Last one. Maybe you feel a little bit more open now than you first did. Good. And then from here, bring the legs back in. Your right leg is going to come up into tabletop, and you're just going to come halfway back and then come up and over. So you're coming to that neutral position, and then you're twisting and rotating, pressing the ribs back into the foam roller as you twist left rib to right hip. And then twist. 4 more. Head is heavy in your hands. 3. And again, you can add a little back, forward, and twist if you'd like. 2. Last one. Good, pause here. Extend your leg long and bend it in. And extend it long and bend. For 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Extend and rotate the torso to parallel, twist and bend it in. Extend parallel. And in. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one, and we'll switch sides. And lower all the way down. So now the left leg comes up into tabletop. Rotate just towards that bent leg. Readjust if you need where that support is, or to get the support where you need from the foam roller. And again, you can lengthen back a little and then rotate. We have 4 more. 2, really focus on getting that right rib over to the left hip. Head is supported by your hands. Last one, stay twisted. Extend the leg for 6. 5. Right hip is heavy. 4. 3. 2. And last one. Extend the leg, rotate the torso back to neutral, twist and bend the leg in. And extend and twist. For 5. 4, head is heavy. 3. 2. And last one. Come back to neutral, lower that leg all the way down. You're going to bring the foam roller between your butt and your heels, and you're gonna lay down onto your back, actually just keep it here to start. Make sure that your head is flat on the ground, you're open through the chest. You can rest your hands either on the foam roller or just off to the side. And then from here, you're just gonna curl the tailbone under, bring the ribs up towards hips up towards the ribs, press the feet into the floor and peel yourself up. 1 vertebrae at a time, arms are long and heavy, and peel yourself all the way back down. You may need to push the foam roller out of your way to come back down, that's fine. And then roll back up, heels drag towards your glutes and shoulders, connecting through that whole back line of your body. And then pause at the top, and then you're just gonna dip your hips down, and then pick them up, and then drop the right hip, and lift, left hip, lift, drop them straight down, and lift, right hip, lift. Rotating through the pelvis, spine stays nice and stable, dipping in the center. 3 more, right, left. Keep reaching long through the knees and the thighs. Even though you're rotating and dipping, it's not a shortening necessarily, it's just trying to find a little bit more space. Again, use those fingertips if you need to keep that foam roller out of the way. Dip, last one to each side. And dip. And lift. And then lower your legs or your torso all the way down, hips are heavy. Roll that foam roller underneath your feet. Have your feet the appropriate distance from your body so you don't feel like it's gonna shoot out from under you. And if this is uncomfortable, remove the foam roller, no problem. Hands are down. Press your feet so hard into the foam roller that your hips just pop right up. And then from here, you're just gonna lower the hips down and lift the hips up. And lower down and lift. Keep thinking about that connection between the heels and the shoulders, engaging through the backs of the legs, but also pressing straight down. That foam roller isn't really moving. 2 more. Last one, pause here. Let the foam roller come towards you and then come away. And towards you and away. So a little hamstring curl here. The hips stay at the same height. You can also drop them a little and do this with lower hips or all the way. 4 more. Just finding that little extra engagement. 3, 2, and 1. Pause in the center and peel yourself all the way down. Keep pressing your feet down into that foam roller so it doesn't roll away. And then bring one knee into your chest and the other, and gently roll back and forth from one side to the other. And then come onto your side and press yourself all the way up. Spin around, or stand up and come around, whatever works. Bring that foam roller, again, between your hands and your knees, but this time you're going to place your shins on top of it. Hands are on the floor. So here, you're just going to have to play with it to find the correct distance, but you want your knees underneath or slightly more underneath your hips to start. Hands press into the floor, have a softness through the elbows, and you're going to let your knees come away from you or away from your hips and away from your hands. And then you're gonna roll through the shins, keeping a nice neutral torso. Bring the knees in underneath you and let them roll away. And again, play with it so you're not rolling directly onto the kneecaps, and back in. And let them roll out. Back in. Thinking about reaching the tailbone long, reaching the chest nice and long so you're not rounded through the upper back. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Drop your knees down and then round your spine here. So you take a break for a second and then place your hands back down. But this time you're going to bring both hands over to your right side. And then you're gonna lift yourself up so you're in a little bit of a, or you're not a little bit, you're in a C shape through the spine. You're gonna reach the left hip back and then reach the knees up. And then you're gonna do the same thing with the lower body. Knees come to the center, but your torso is just rounded over to the right for 6. Need a little bit more oblique on that right side. 4, 3, making sure you're breathing, not rolling onto the knees. 2, last one. Bring it in, drop the knees down. Walk yourself over to the left. Again, finding that space in the spine, and then go ahead, reach that right hip back so that you're neutral with the hips. Lift the knees up, extend back, and in. Again, knees come straight forward. Soft bend through the elbows. Breathing as you go. For 4, 3, neck is long. 2, and last one. Good, knees in, knees down. And then round your spine in the center here for a second. And then take a break. We're going to do one more variation. And you can either be of a plank. You're either going to be on your hands or on your forearms, your choice. But you're going to walk yourself out into a plank and then have the foam roller closer to your feet. And then find that position for a good plank with the torso without lifting your knees up. So find that little tuck of the tailbone, the length through the upper spine, through the neck, reaching long through the crown of the head, and then reach back through the legs. Press through the legs, lift the hips, find your pike, and then extend and roll back into your plank. And then lift the hips like you're folding in half. Again, play with the distance of where that foam roller is on your body. And back down, elbows are soft, hips lift for 3, and back to your plank. 2. Ooh. It might roll away from you. Last one. And then all the way down, hold your plank for 3, 2. Last one, drop your knees. Leave your feet on top of that foam roller and then reach your arms forward. Thinking about releasing your chest towards the floor. One more deep breath here. And then slowly come all the way up. We're just going to roll out our lower body quickly and then we will be done. So, bring the foam roller onto your thighs, coming into a forearm plank here, and then roll up toward your hips. And then pull forward with the torso to roll down toward your knees, but again, not onto the kneecaps. Think about that elbow armpit connection. 1 or 2 more times. And then rotate both feet over towards the left. Little internal, or little inner, little outer thigh. And then rotate both feet to the right. Same thing. Two or 3 more. Of course, if you get a sticky spot, just stay there. Or spend a little more time foam rolling after you're done. Good, come back to the center. Drop the knees and flip over onto your butt. bring your calves onto the foam roller, and you can cross one calf over the other or keep both of them on, whichever is more comfortable for you. Hands back behind you, and you can just pull it in like this, keeping your butt on the ground, or if you'd like, you can add a little bit more weight to it, lifting into sort of a reverse plank, and then bring your hips back towards your hands. And again, get the external side and the internal side of that calf, and switching sides. And then the internal side of your calf, and then outside. Good, come to sit right on top of it. And then bring your legs all the way over to one side, and then you can even lift that arm if it feels good, or you can keep both hands back behind you. You can always cross one leg over the other. So roll that glute. So you're going basically from the sitting bone up into your hip. You can make this as big or as small as you'd like. Again, if it's sticky, doesn't feel good, but like good doesn't feel good, stay there. If you're in like excruciating pain, deep breaths, don't do it. And switch sides. So legs fall over to the left. You can cross that right leg over the left if you'd like. Again, lifting that hand, getting the whole of that glute. And coming back to the center. Sitting with that foam roller for the last time on your right side. Cross legs in front of you. One last side bend, sitting up nice and tall. Over to the right. Really release through that left side. And then back up one more time. The left sitting bone stays connected to the floor as you come all the way up. Last time to the left. Right arm reaches up nice and tall. And then side bend away. And back up. Last one. Coming all the way up. Leave your right arm in the air. Left arm comes up to meet it. Externally rotate your palms. Let your shoulders fall. Press down and grow nice and tall. And let your arms find their place by your sides. And you are all finished. Thanks.